Hi everyone, welcome back to Almost Normal. It is my birthday on Friday. I'm turning 27 years old. And what happens every time before an event, every single time without fail, is I will spend about an hour in my closet scrambling for an outfit, ending up completely late, ending up completely stressed, and also making my closet look like a bomb went off in it. This happens every time without fail. Every time. So anyway, for this birthday, I was like, Rita, you're turning 27, you're, maybe an adult, not sure, but let's try and have one time where we don't do this, where we don't become a scrambling mess and stress ourselves out 30 minutes before an event. Let's go on the internet, find a cute outfit, commit to it, buy it, and then on the night, all you have to worry about is doing your makeup and, making sure you showered and you don't smell bad, okay? Let's do that, okay? Let's prepare, because you know how it's gonna be. You're gonna end up stressing out, you're gonna be late, and it's just going to start the night off on a bad foot, as it always does. So let's, for this birthday, come on, let's mature, let's progress as a person, and let's find a cute outfit and do it now, all right? This was about 2 weeks ago. For the past 2 weeks, I have spent probably about 10 hours online trying to find an outfit. 10 hours at least. It is Monday, my birthday's on Friday. I am still without an outfit. I'm still without an outfit. Now, do not get me wrong. Over this period of insane online browsing, I found a bunch of really, really cute outfits. I found a bunch of cute outfits that I absolutely loved. So excited to order them, so excited to accessorize them. Was thinking about what jacket to wear, what I could do with my makeup. I found a bunch. What happened is this. Every time I was about to click the checkout button and order my dress and just be a prepared queen for my birthday, every single time I had my cursor on the checkout button, this little voice in my head, who is with me all the time, today I'm going to call her Phyllis, but every time I was about to click buy, every time I was about to take the plunge, Phyllis would pop up and she would go, isn't this dress a little bit too girly? Is that how you want people to view you? Like a girly girl? And I'd be like, oh, I don't know. And then I would just close the laptop. And then I would go and try buy another one. And she would go, hi again. Hi, it's me. By the way, this dress is like a little bit like punky. Do you want people to perceive you as that kind of person for your birthday? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Do I? And she was like, I don't know. Do you? And I would be like, oh, now I'm not sure. And I would close my laptop. Every single time I was so close to buying something, she would pop back up and be like, hey, just double checking, like, this is how you want people to see you on your birthday? This is the girl, this is the person. And so it is 5 days before my birthday and I still have no outfit because Phyllis has fucked me yet again. I'm going to introduce Phyllis to you. Phyllis is the entity that lives in my head. She is not me, though she is a product of my thoughts and my feelings and my insecurities and everything. She is not me, but she is a creation of my own making. She is a monster that didn't exist until I made her. And now I cannot seem to get rid of her. Even at the age of 27, I still, remain frenemies with her. Let's just say frenemies for the time being. Phyllis lives in the part of my brain that deals with this phenomena called the identity crisis. That is where she lives. She has an apartment in there. She doesn't pay any rent, but, she's very at home and she's not planning on leaving anytime soon. I've had her for a while, she's unchanging and she is furnished. She has got mood lighting. She is just chilling there. She's not planning on leaving anytime soon. And I am powerless to evict her. So she will remain until I figure my shit out, basically. Phyllis has one concern and one concern only, and her concern is how I am perceived by others. She is completely obsessed with getting outside validation from people, and it doesn't matter even who it is. It doesn't matter what person's giving me validation. It could be completely random person she sees on the street, but she is absolutely obsessed with outside validation. What she does not care about is how I'm feeling, doesn't care about that at all. What she does not care about is whether I make my bed in the morning. What she doesn't care about is she does not care about how I treat my friends or how I treat people around me. She does not give a shit about that. The only thing she cares about is, are people jealous of me? Do people think I'm cool? Do I have enough Instagram subscribers? Do I have a really, really cool job that I can tell everyone about and I identify myself as that job? That's what she really cares about. That, you know, it doesn't go much further than that. She's a pretty shallow lady. She does not care about what's going on mentally, which is interesting because she lives in my brain. But what I figured out is that she has literally no access to any other part of my brain except for this little bit that deals with my constant identity crisis. She is not able to learn from other experiences that I have. She's not able to say, oh, well, you know, when I stressed her out about what outfit to wear, it made her feel really sad, so maybe I shouldn't do that. Like, I don't think she has access to any other part of my psyche, and so she's unable to learn when I don't feel good. She doesn't even know. She's unable to see when I'm anxious because I treated my friend badly, because I was so self-obsessed, and I was so obsessed with making an appearance at this Hollywood party, or becoming friends with a celebrity, or getting all these subscribers. She doesn't care about that. She does not care that I've lost friends. She does not care about any of that. She does not care that I look like an asshole when I'm bragging about certain things that I own. Like, she does not care. She just wants me to be the coolest, you know, most popular person in the world. She doesn't understand that popularity, the whole thing about that is like having friends. She doesn't care about that. She still thinks that having things, the most expensive things, being the coolest, having the best music taste, she thinks that is literally what encompasses me as a whole human being. She doesn't, I can't, to be honest, I can't blame her because I really don't think she's aware that there's like hundreds of other elements of life that are way more important. But at the same time, she's still fucking annoying, you know, because I'm aware, but she isn't. And she's becoming all powerful at the moment. She is becoming much bigger. She is upgrading to a penthouse in my brain at the moment. She started with a little studio apartment and she has like working her way up the ladder. But yeah, Phyllis's favorite thing to do is to go online and find people that she thinks are the epitome of cool girl, cool popular girl. And she changes her mind all the fucking time. She changes her mind all the time. The reason she's so obsessed with how I'm perceived is because she lives inside me. I'm a host to her. So however I am perceived is how she'll be perceived. And because she doesn't have any clue about mental illness or emotions or acts of service or anything like that, she is only obsessed with optics. Only knows optics. She knows nothing else. This is what happens. Phyllis will see someone online or someone I walk past on the street. She'll see someone who I've never spoken to, have no personal relationship to whatsoever. And she'll notice that she likes the way that person's walking. She likes the friends that this person has. She enjoys the fact that this person likes a certain type of music, even if she's like not really that into it. But she'll see that what this person is doing is making them seem interesting. So then she'll say, hey, Rita, why don't you do that too? Why don't you be this kind of person too? And she only ever attaches herself to people that I have never ever spoken to, people that I've never ever had a personal relationship to. She has never ever idolized someone who I actually know. Never. She has never been like, wow, this person is so nice, you should just be like this person. Never. It is always random people on the internet, random people on the street, random celebrities that she sees on the TV. Like, it is never someone I know personally, ever. And Phyllis has a very, very quick changing mind, okay? One day, she thinks that the coolest thing to do is be this really, really clean girl who wakes up at 5 a.m., does a full skincare routine, vlogs it, makes her oat milk lattes, goes to the gym, you know? Sometimes she's obsessed with that kind of person. So she'll wake me up in the morning and be like, hey, Rita, go do this, go do this, go do this, go do this, because we want to be exactly like this person that I saw on TikTok. And I'll be like, okay, sure, you know. The next day, she'll see someone with tattoos, someone with a rock and roll story, someone who's a little edgy, who's a little scary, she was a little intimidated by, and she'll be like, Rita, you should be exactly like this person, actually. I've changed my mind, you should be like this person. And I'll be like, okay, Phyllis, like, sure. And so I'll splash out, buy a bunch of outfits to fit this persona that Phyllis is obsessed with at the moment, and I'll try and be that person. And every day it's someone different. Every single day it is some other obsession with a different kind of person. Every day. And again, it could have something to do with the job, it could have something to do with the income, it could have something to do with the style, you know, the sort of just outward facade. Anything that has nothing to do with emotion, it could have something to do with that. She could see someone who's driving a really cool car and make that the whole personality and just like make me be that person. Somehow she'll figure out the formula to be the person who's driving the Range Rover or driving the Ferrari, and she'll be like, you know what we have to do this and this and this, and then you can be that person that was driving the cherry red Ferrari that I saw driving down Rodeo Drive the other day, okay? And that's what I want to be, so that's what you have to be, because I live inside of you, and that's what we're gonna do, okay? My main problem with Phyllis, and you know, I don't like to speak too unkindly of her, because at the end of the day, it is clear that she is just an insecure entity in my brain. That is what is clear. She has no self-awareness. She has no confidence that she could have an individual thought or feeling. She can only feel good about herself if she mimics other people. There is no way that Phyllis is going to have a unique thought and feel good about it and say, you know what, I didn't see anyone wearing this dress, but maybe you should try it. It could be kind of cool. She would never do that. She relies 100% on being influenced by outside contributions. 100% of her influence comes from appearance, outside appearance. She's not aware that people make friends because they're kind and they're fun and they're spontaneous or anything like that. So I don't wish to talk so badly of her, because she is suffering. She is suffering. She'll never, ever, ever be satisfied. She will never be satisfied. She will never feel good, because every time she leaves the house or every time she goes on the phone, she's going to see someone new and she's going to want to be that person. And it's always going to be a very, 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 very different type of person. If she makes me go to the tattoo parlor and cover my whole body with tattoos, the next day she's going to want to be someone like Spencer Barbosa, who is super clean, cutesy, and she's going to be like, why the fuck do we have all these tattoos on our body? Take them all off and like put on a cute pink jumpsuit, okay? She will never be satisfied. She has an insatiable appetite for popularity. The more I listen to her, the more I wake up and she tells me to do something and I say, okay, sure, because it's just easier. The more I do that, the more powerful she gets, and the more she takes over my mind, the more she appears. The more ideas she has, the faster her brain works, you know, and I struggle to keep up. But sometimes for me, it's just easier to be like, okay, girl, like I'll do whatever you want me to do. Because honestly, working against her is so hard and makes me question everything, because I haven't really 100% taught myself that she doesn't really have my best interests at heart. I haven't really 100% convinced myself that that's true. In the back of my mind all the time, she does have my best interests at heart. You know, she's only doing things that will benefit me. I have not yet been able to tell myself that that's not really completely true. And so if I ever try and go against what she says, I question everything. I feel very unsure. I feel very insecure. And I typically regress back into what she's asking me to do, because it's just easier, you know? It's frustrating and it's never ending. And I always feel discontent and unhappy, and I'm always insecure, and I'm completely 100% obsessed with how people perceive me. I only have a good day if someone compliments me on my outfit. I only have a good day if someone says my body looks good. But it is, at the end of the day, just easier. It's easier for me than it is to walk out, go to school in a completely odd outfit that I just like felt really comfortable in. Just easier. You know, it makes me question myself much less, though it has all of these other little factors that come with it. Like, I hate myself and I never feel good about myself. But because Phyllis told me it was a good idea, I'm just gonna go do it, you know, because it wasn't really my idea and I seem to have very, very little self-confidence about what's right and what's wrong. But I think Phyllis does know. I think Phyllis does know. Does know. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Okay, she doesn't know what she's talking about. I can't help but listen to her, you know? I can't help but listen to her. She makes me profoundly unhappy because I can't wake up and just be myself. I don't feel like I have the confidence enough to say to myself, Rita, you are worth more than what you look like. You are worth more than what you're wearing. You're worth more than the money you have. You're worth more than any of that. You're worth more than the subscribers you have. You're worth more than the, you know, likes and comments you have. Like, you're worth more than that. And that is a job. You know, that is not something that just comes easy to me. And that is why I listen to Phyllis all the time, because if I don't listen to her, then I have to sit and I have to tell myself, Rita, you don't have to do this. It's really sad and it makes your world really, really small. I kind of mentioned this last week or in the last episode, but there are a number of times where I would not go to a party because I wasn't really prepared to go. You know, I didn't look the part, I didn't have makeup on, I was at dinner, went out in sweats, someone invited me to a party and I didn't go because how can I go out if I don't have this, you know, whole thing done? How can I just go as myself? I don't have the confidence to do that. And I mentioned this last episode, but I said that there are so many times that I have missed out on experiences because I just wasn't ready. You know, I knew that I wasn't going to be perceived as the person that I wished to be perceived as that day. You know, I said that it doesn't actually matter at all. You're not going to have more of a good time if you're in a dress and heels and in makeup than if you went out somewhere in sweats and no makeup. Like, you are physically not going to have a better time. It's not going to be more fun. The only thing that will change maybe is the fact that you will be less obsessed with how people are looking at you. But other than that, like, you are not going to have a better time. It's not like, you know, going out to a party in sneakers or going out to a party in moon boots, you know. It's not really going to like affect your actual experience. You're just going to have the same amount of fun. And actually, to be honest, like, in the moments where I just feel fully confident in myself as just like a human being just existing, like, I have gone to parties in sweatpants and let me tell you, I have had way more fun because I'm not constantly going to the bathroom checking my eyeliner. You know, I'm not checking the mirror 1,000 times. I'm not looking in my phone camera 1,000,000 times to double check like nothing's out of place because I'm just like, fuck it. Like, I'm all out of place. Like, and I'm going to have a great time. And it always is a much better night. It's always a much better night. But those moments don't come often, you know? And with Phyllis by my side, they're not going to. I think that the reason I'm thinking about this so much right now is I am 27 on Friday. I'm like another year around the world. And another thing that Phyllis is really obsessed with is being perceived as one thing and one thing only. She is not aware that she changes her mind all the time. She thinks that I need to put myself in a box and just be perceived as the same person all the time. She thinks that I need to be consistent. She thinks I need to be committed. And she thinks this about every aspect of my life. So in the moments where she wants me to dress all cutesy, you know, I can only wear pink. I can only wear cute little floral things. I'm not allowed to step out of that box that she's created for me. I'm not allowed to experiment. I have to just be exactly what she wants me to be. If she wants me to be a famous podcaster, then I am not able to think about anything else. I go to school for painting. People call me a painter, you know. When Phyllis is thinking for me, and in that moment, she does not want to be a painter. And someone at a party is like, well, Rita makes really, really great paintings. In those moments, Phyllis gets really upset because she's like, wait, I don't want to be be perceived as a painter. Like, if I want to be perceived as a podcaster, then I can't also be perceived as a painter. And she gets really upset and she goes and cries in the toilet because she is not giving out the energy that she thinks she is. She is not being seen as the person that she wants to be seen as. She needs me to be committed to the bit every single time. I can't be more than one thing at once. I have to be one very, very specific, honed in thing. I can't have multiple different music tastes. I can't wear multiple different colors. I have to be that one specific thing until she changes her mind again, which will happen. And then I got to move on, you know? But she's very uncomfortable with just being able to do whatever feels right in the moment. It doesn't feel good for her to do that. It does not feel good when I'm like really into my painting, but she doesn't really feel like it. It doesn't work out, you know? We are frenemies, as I said. She lives with me, but I fucking hate her sometimes because what happens is when I'm feeling inspired, when I'm feeling like inwardly good, and, you know, I sit down in front of the camera and I start to film a podcast, and then she pops in again. She'll say, I don't think what you're talking about is really gonna get you a lot of views or subscribers, so maybe we should talk about something else. She doesn't really have many ideas though that aren't based on other people's influences. So then I'm like, okay girl, what should we talk about today? And she's just like, well, I don't know. And then I'm just stunted and I just sit here and I question everything. I question all my unique ideas. And I say, well, she doesn't really like that, so I'm not going to do it. Phyllis holds me back. She holds me back so much. And I'm trying my hardest to teach myself that she is not always right. The things that she worries about are not that important. I need to remind myself that the minute someone talks to me, no matter what they originally perceived me as, you know, no matter what outfit I'm wearing, no matter what job I say I'm doing, no matter what car I arrived to the event in, no matter what any of that is, the minute people start talking to me, they'll just see who I am and everything will just completely disappear. And that is just the human experience. The amount of people I have had first glances at and thought that they were someone completely different, and then I have like one conversation with them and I'm like aware of actually who they are. It happens every time. That is what the human experience is all about, you know? So spending all that time worrying about what the fuck I'm gonna wear to this party was completely wasted brain space and just made me stressed and upset, because the minute I talk to someone, they're gonna tell who I am. The facade is going to be broken. They're gonna know exactly who I am, all that I'm about. It doesn't matter, you know, it does not matter. But, you know, Phyllis will always be there, frustrated and angry. So I'm really trying to wake up in the morning with some sort of affirmation. I'm trying to wake up in the morning and remind myself that no matter what's going on the outside, like on the inside is genuinely what matters. Because if I'm having a really, really shitty day, putting on a cute outfit is not really going to make me feel much better. What's going to make me feel better is if I call a friend, if I say, hey, how are you doing? And I listen to their day. And I try my best to just drown her out. Because I can't be multiple things at once, like she wants me to be, even though she actually only wants me to be one thing at once. It's very, very confusing. It's a frustrating place to be. She's a frustrating person to have in my brain. She will never be satisfied. And I can't live the rest of my life being unsatisfied with who I am and always wanting to be other people just because she says that that is where my worth lies. I can't really go another year with that because it's sad. It makes me sad and it makes me a small, shallow person. It makes me unfriendly. It makes me self-obsessed. And I don't end up loving myself when I'm like that. You know, I love myself the most when I am a good friend, when I'm reliable, when I'm caring, when I do outreach. Like, that's when I genuinely feel that warm feeling inside of me. And I'm like, congratulations, Rita, you were a good person today. Nicely done. Nothing else makes me feel that way. Nothing else makes me feel that way. I don't go to bed thinking, wow, I had such a great makeup day today. I look really cute. I've never done that, ever. I have never, ever done that. I've never gone to bed being like, I loved your outfit today. It was really great. I think people thought you were really cool. Never. I've actually never even gone to bed thinking about how many subscribers I have, you know? It's not something that I sort of dwell on when I go to bed. And I think the things that we think about when we go to bed, I think if we felt proud of ourselves when we go to bed, I think that's what's important. I think, you know, knowing that we did a good thing is the most important. Wait, just quickly though. Can you hear that? I put these grapes in the freezer. So delicious. Frozen grapes. Great snack. delicious. Anyway, I'm sorry, I just had a little frozen grape break. But I think what I'm trying to say is that everyone has a Phyllis. Some louder than others. And with mine, I'm forever unsatisfied with myself. Because how can I be? I can't keep up. There's no way I can keep up, you know. I can't have blue hair one day and pink hair the other day. It's just not going to happen. You know, Phyllis sets specific rules for me every single day that I have to follow. She'll be obsessed with this persona, and I can only live this persona's life to make her happy. And then when she changes her mind, I have to switch it all up again and just do everything this persona wants me to do, you know? I'm never going to wake up and be like, hey, I'm just so happy that I am myself. You know, I'm just so happy that I'm a good friend, I'm reliable, I'm nice, I'm just happy that I go to school, I'm happy that I'm interested in something. Maybe it's not the thing I want to do forever, who knows? But I don't have to decide, you know? It's this like pressure that comes with it that I have to be honed in on very specific hobbies and interests and likes and dislikes and all of that stuff. Like, that can't sway from the path, which means that I can't experiment. It means I can't do things out of the blue. I can't really make unique decisions because I'm having this thing controlling me. I'm never really going to understand who I am myself because I'm just constantly piggybacking off other people and just trying to emulate them. And I'm not really spending any time trying to figure out like what I like, what I don't like what I like to wear, what's like what colors look cute on me. Like, I'm not really trying to figure any of that out. I'm just trying to do as Phyllis tells me to do just to make her happy, and so we can just like have an easy life together. What makes her smaller is when I ignore her. Just like any other mental health thing I deal with, like my OCD, the more I ignore it, the smaller it gets, the easier it is to live my life without it. You know, it's just getting to that point where I'm like strong enough to trust my intuition, to trust my own decisions, to not have this little voice telling me not to buy this birthday dress because I might be perceived as too girly, and that's not what Phyllis is feeling like at the moment. Like, also, by the way, she might not be feeling it like it now, but on Friday, on my birthday, she might be like, why the fuck didn't you buy that fucking dress? She's going to completely forget the fact that she told me not to do it. You know, it's just a complete life of dissatisfaction. And life is meant to be satisfying. You're meant to be proud of yourself. I know that outside contributions don't affect that. Hardly at all. And I've known that for a while, but it's just putting it into practice. You know, it's just saying, hey, like, if you don't feel like you want to be a painter today, that's fine, as long as it's your decision, you know? And you don't have to put yourself in a little box. You can be a podcaster and a painter. Those two things can work together. Just because you've not seen it before, just because Phyllis doesn't have a path to follow doesn't mean you can't do it. I think that's a huge problem of mine. I think that's another reason why I spent so long starting this podcast, is because I have been a painter for such a long time and I have never really seen anyone do a podcast and be a painter. You know, a painter is like quite an isolating job. It's like very, very solitary. I mean, arguably so is being a podcaster, but I guess there's a whole thing about being a painter where you feel like you have to be very mysterious and you can't really talk about like what you're feeling like, and you have to sort of be this like aloof person who just like makes these paintings and no one really knows anything about them. And that's kind of like what I've been sold. And so it took me such a long time to start this podcast because I was like, wow, that goes completely against anything I've ever seen when it comes to being a painter. Like, completely against anything I've seen. I've never seen anyone do both. And so if I start this podcast, am I not a painter? Is that how it works? Because I've never seen it happen. And Phyllis doesn't have a direction to follow. She doesn't have someone to copy because we've never seen it, you know? We've never seen the two working together. But that doesn't mean it can't work together. You know, life is about experimenting, about trying new things, about trying things that scare you, about trying things that you've never seen before. That's like what life is all about. If it's not about experiences, failures, success, all of that, like, what are we doing? You know, what are we doing? Like, we're not gaining points, and like, the more points you have at the end of your life, like, the better heaven will be. That's not how life works. That's just not how it works. Life is just literally here to be experienced. And it's really, really hard to enjoy that experience when you're not doing it on your own terms, when you're completely just at the mercy of some little insignificant voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you're this, you're that, you're that. Like, we should not have anyone to answer to. We should just be able to do whatever, and we should be able to make mistakes, and we should be able to learn from them. And, you know, that's just what life is meant to be like. So when I log off of this podcast, I am going to order myself a birthday dress, and it's going to be what I want. It's going to be what I want, because I don't have a set style, you know? I don't have a specific type of music I listen to. To be honest, I listen to every kind of music, depending what mood I'm in. You know, I used to be embarrassed to say that. I used to be embarrassed when people ask me what kind of music I listen to. I used to be embarrassed to be like, oh, I can listen to everything, because it seemed like such a cop-out answer. But it's so true. It's like, if I'm sad, I listen to a completely different music I do to if I'm really happy or like going for a run or something, you know? I think that Phyllis wants me to be in this box. She wants me to be so specific. She wants me to be this specific genre of person. And I don't think that I am. I think I'm one of those people that tries a little bit of everything, you know, one day and another thing the next day. And there's no stress, you know? There shouldn't be any stress. Sometimes I like pink. Sometimes I wear all black. That's just, you know, what I do when I'm on my own, when I'm using my own devices, when I'm just left to my own devices. Like, I try everything, whatever, you know, I try everything. So yeah, I just need to separate myself from dear Phyllis and tell her that I appreciate the concern and the suggestion, but today I don't really feel like being this person. I feel like being me, and I'm up for experiments, I'm up for mistakes, I'm up for all of it, and I'm up to learn about myself and see what I really enjoy. And when I take that self-obsession away, I am a much nicer person. I'm just a much better person, and I am proud of myself. When I'm so obsessed with what I look like and who I'm hanging out with and all of this stuff, it's just like I'm so unhappy. But again, Phyllis doesn't really have access to the rest of my brain where she feels like emotion, so she has no idea, you know, she doesn't. She's been listening to us the whole time. She has no idea. But anyway, if you have a Phyllis, just remember that everything she says is a suggestion. You don't have to listen to what she's telling you to do. You can just be whoever you want to be. And your worth has nothing to do with what's going on the outside. So yeah. But I love you guys. I'm really exhausted. I feel like I've been talking for a long time. So I'm going to eat my frozen grapes, and I'm going to order a dress, and I'm going to be really happy with the decision I made for myself. And if Phyllis comes in and makes me question my decision, then I'm going to do my darndest to ignore her. I'm so cold. Anyway, yes, if she pops up again, I'm going to say, hey girl, I'm going to make the decision today. And I have my eye on this really cute, like ballerina style, like tulle dress, which Phyllis thought was tacky, but I don't really give a fuck. So I think I'm going to order that one. But yeah, I love you guys, and just live your life, you know, just literally exist. Don't worry about it. Because everyone is worrying about it, but like no one's worrying about anyone else but themselves, you know, when it comes down to it. So just like, do what you want. If you want to be an astronaut and an actor, do that. If you got time, do it. Sounds great. All right. Well, I love you guys very much, and I'll see you later. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you do. It's super helpful to me, and you can see every time I post anything and all that. So yeah, if you can subscribe, please do. And I love you, and I'll see you next time. Okay. Love you. Bye.